I can't find a job after getting laid off 2 years ago, and I am scared. I know I'm not the only one because according to the US labor statistics, the unemployment rate has continued to go up ever since 2023, and it's showing absolutely no signs of slowing down. Just look around you. There's so many people navigating mass layoffs and find it tremendously difficult to find a job right now. Why? Because there's a lot more companies laying people off, a lot less people taking new people in. And then for the people who has a job, the pay raise has been stagnant and it's nowhere near keeping up with the rise in inflation. This is a brutal combination for anybody looking for a job right now. Even if you do have a job, it's really hard to keep your head above water. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I got laid off and what I've done so far to survive as a father of 2 young children without a traditional 9-to-5 because I just can't get hired. So a little backstory for me, I got laid off in 2023 from my position as head of content marketing because I couldn't fit in with the company culture. Plus, the company that I was working for just got acquired by a bigger tech company, so I already saw a volatile future if I stay there anyways. And to make it worse, at the time where I was fired, my first son was just born. It was devastating for me as the father, leader of the household, because I couldn't provide for my family. My wife and parents were absolutely scared for me and my future, which made me panic even more because it's hard to convince other people everything's okay when I myself am not confident that I'm gonna be okay. So it's the worst feeling in the world being jobless because our society is designed for everybody to work and consume. Everything else is irrelevant. So even when I cut back, like I started to cook more often at home, groceries still cost money, driving there, paying for parking costs money, the stuff you own, cars, houses, laptops, phones, all eventually need to be repaired or replaced and maintained. And throughout your tenure of being jobless, there's still social events you gotta attend. Somebody's birthday, your anniversary, family gatherings, birthdays, they all require money. It just really sucks to be jobless in a society that was built on consumerism. You really feel out of place. But at the time when I got laid off, I thought no big deal. I could get another marketing job. A lot of companies need marketing help, right? So I thought. I applied for hundreds of jobs, got no response. Even if I did get an interview, it never materialized into an actual offer. And today marks my second year of being unemployed. So over the years, here's why I think is the reason why I'm not getting hired. So at first, I blamed myself. I thought like, maybe, I'm not good enough. Maybe nobody wants my skill. But then I started to see the bigger picture. For each job posting, there are thousands of other applicants. So what these companies do usually is they don't go through it manually. They would have some sort of software to filter out these applications. So throughout 2 years, I could be very confident to say that maybe not a single human has ever even seen my application. Like the software automatically rejects it. And then there are also the rise of ghost jobs. So a ghost job is when a company posts a job that they have no intention to actually hire. The reason why they do that could be many things. Number one is could be an ego thing for the CEO because it gives other people confidence that this company is growing and doing good, even though they're not actually hiring. And two, when they do that, they want to collect data of how much is the real market rate. So when they actually do want to hire, they know how much they can lowball you. Oh, and let's not to mention about AI. AI is taking over a lot of traditional jobs. In my old company, we had a sister company, and I realized that there's not many staff in that sister company. So I asked the head of department, like, hey, how come you guys don't have a lot of staff like we do? And they said, oh, we're using this AI software to help write all of our stuff, so we don't really need all the people. And I'm like, what? You can do that? So it's possible that the job you're hiring actually has no demand anymore because of AI. And when there actually is a legitimate job opening, it overwhelmingly goes to internal hires, the already warm network of the company. The company actually prefer this because they don't have to pay the hiring agency fee. So the jobs you actually see being advertised online, those are the shitty jobs that nobody actually wants. Or they're completely fake to farm for that data. And that's the one that we're applying. Oh, and let's not forget, ageism is real. When I was working as the head of department, I was 36 at the time, and all the other marketing people, they were fresh grads, like 21, 22. I was the only one who's 36. And the companies tend to choose to hire these younger people over the older people because they can pay them less, they can make them work longer hours, and they could exploit them more because they don't know any better. So if you're like me, you've been jobless for a year, 2 years, this prolonged period where you don't have a job and you're constantly being rejected and ghosted, it really starts to mess with you. I started to doubt myself. Maybe I'm not good enough. I felt invincible. I felt like I'm not relevant anymore. And I started to see like I couldn't win in this corporate game. And family gatherings are the worst. There's always that awkward moment where people ask you, how you doing? And I ask, oh, everything's great. But deep down inside, I know I could be homeless next month. The constant lies, and I had to put on a face. It's just absolutely soul destroying. But here's what I realized about the job market. We were told to try harder, optimize our CV and LinkedIn so the software can pick us up, and keep persistent, and eventually we will get that job. That's what people keep telling us. But the truth is, if you're facing this right now, it's not a personal failure. This is a system failure. And this isn't a temporary thing. This is the new norm. And I started to realize when I visualized, okay, let's say if I jumped through all these hoops, went all through these interviews, and actually got the dream job that I wanted. And now I'm in the system. And I realized I don't really want to be here in the first place. Why am I fighting to be in the system that doesn't serve me? And recently, I'm very active on Threads. You know, that new social media that Zuckerberg has? And what I like about it is that Threads is very personal. A lot of people go there anonymously, and it's a platform where they want to express their emotions of what's going on in their lives. And on there, I could see the truth on the ground level. There's so many people without a job for months and years, just like me. Or they have a job, but they've been exploited for so long with such low pay, but they don't have any other options, and they're complaining online. And you start to realize, like, my God, we all eating a giant shit sandwich out here. So this whole thing isn't rare. It doesn't happen to specific people you see on TV or YouTube. It happens everywhere, but nobody has the balls to say it. It's very common. So I wanted to share a story of what I did to survive these 2 years as the head of the family, and I got 2 young children. And I live in the middle of the city where the rent and everything is really expensive. Before I got laid off, I was already pretty active posting content online. I had a few followings on X, which is Twitter. I was already posting on YouTube. And I did all this because there was a few creators that I really admire. For example, Casey Neistat and Vanessa Lau. Call me delusional, but deep down inside when I watched their content, it made me feel like it could happen to me too as long as I do the work. And some parts of it already became a reality. I was already earning money online from my YouTube channel. I was making money from ads, affiliate marketing, brand sponsorship, but it was quite unstable. The income was very volatile. So I knew I couldn't just be a content creator or influencer, but I need to use the influence to sell something of my own. But I didn't know what that thing is or how to go about doing it. So at the time, I read 3 books that changed my life. The first 2 books is called .com Secrets and Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. And the third book was The $100 Million Offer by Alex Hormozi. I highly recommend you to just read these 3 books, and you don't even have to join any coaching programs. So from my learnings, I packaged up my content marketing knowledge into a digital course and sold it to my email list of about 1,000 people. From that, I made approximately $1,500 from my first sale. And when I showed that to my wife and my family, that's when I thought, hey, you know what? I can make this thing work. But unfortunately, the next month, nobody bought my course. And when I wanted to collect testimonials so I can market it better the next time, people left me really nice reviews. But when I look back at the stats, nobody watched my course. So they're all lying. So I knew I couldn't build an online course business because the business needs to be changing people's lives. But I can't do that if nobody's taking action. So I had to try something new. And there was this one guy called Mike Scully that I followed on X. He was a freelancer coach. I joined his coaching program and he identified, Helmi, you have multiple interests, you have all these expertise, but the one thing that you're really good at is YouTube. I agreed with his assessment and I also felt pulled towards that direction. So that was my offer. I help business owners start YouTube channels so they can get more clients and customers that came from YouTube. To prove my competence in the beginning, I didn't have any clients. I had to be my own case study. So I launched a new YouTube channel where I document my journey getting my own clients from my YouTube channel, which is the channel that you're watching right now. So 6 months into that new YouTube channel, one of my videos took off and clients flooded in. It was a really good problem to have, but I was overwhelmed. I was a freelancer, I got no systems. I burned out. Clients left one by one. and I had to go back to feast and famine. And there was no way to live your life as a father of two. That's when I realized, okay, I can't run this solopreneur business anymore. I can't be a freelancer. I have to be a marketing agency, is what I thought was the next great move at the time. So I joined a coaching program to be a marketing agency, but I hated everything about it because it was a bunch of 20-year-old entrepreneurs who told me that all I have to do is keep hustling more and just keep giving more free value in hopes that it would turn into a client. And fundamentally, that doesn't really vibe with me. And as a father of two, 37 years old, I could not be hustling 24/7. I could not be working until 2, 3 a.m. every day. I just can't do it. And also when I did that agency, I had a bunch of clients and something really stuck out to me. It didn't make sense that I am building your personal brand because your personal brand is something really intimate. Why am I building that for you? Why am I telling you what to do? When I built my personal brand, I would never outsource that to somebody. The direction, the thinking about it. You can outsource editing, that's fine. But you are the captain of your own ship. The entire business model doesn't really make any sense to me. So right about when my agency was earning around $13,500 a month, I quit. I could scale more if I wanted to, but that was enough money for me to realize this is not what I wanted to do. Sure, I can keep scaling, hire teams, buy a Lambo, move to Dubai. Yeah, it looks good on Instagram, but it's not how I want to live my life. So instead of doing your personal brand for you, I mentor you so you could do it yourself. And that's exactly what my current offer is. I'm a video content coach for personal brands and founders. And it finally feel like it fit my identity, my vibe, and my energy. So I've come a long way, but I still have a long journey ahead of me. But I wanted to share the story because I know a lot of people are really hurting right now. So the lessons from all this, if you have a job right now, don't quit without a real backup plan. It's tough out here, man. I'm lucky I'm able to survive. And if you are currently actively looking for a job, I feel you. I understand your pain. And I wanted to let you know that every dollar I made currently to survive, to feed my family, came because I made video content online and built a personal brand. So if there's one takeaway from this video is this. You need to start building your personal brand online now, not after you've been laid off like me, because it takes time. So if you want to see how I turn my viewers into customers and clients, watch this video right here.